morning, friends. I want to say welcome back. It's been a really long time since I've picked up a camera. It's been a long time since I recorded anything outside of a podcast for the church that I work for, anything like that. I spent a really long time making videos for the internet, primarily for a church that I worked for. And then when I left that church and moved to a new place, actually back home where I live now, I stopped. I wasn't making things for myself. I wasn't making videos. And honestly, it was because I didn't really feel like I had much to say. I didn't really feel like I had much of a voice anymore, and I was trying to find it again. So this is a bit of a practice, a bit of a journey on my own part to maybe find that voice again, find some things that I'd like to say to maybe help you, maybe help me along in the journey. So what I'd like to do today is just kind of take you along with me on my day. I've got a really exciting day coming up. We haven't recorded a podcast here at our church in about 6 weeks. Our lead minister took a sabbatical for a month, so we were off for a little while. So today we get to officially bring that back, and I got some other things to do while we run around town and things like that. So I'd love for you to come along with me. Stay tuned. I'm actually at my favorite coffee shop right now, about to go pick up some morning fuel for the day. So we will catch you here in just a little bit. All right, coffee acquired. Shout out to Loveland Coffee here in Irmo. If you're ever in the area, hands down, my favorite coffee shop. The best people, great locally roasted coffee. Just one of my favorite things, my favorite ways to start the morning. So we're gonna go record a podcast. We've got an interview with a really amazing theologian, leader in the church that I'm super excited to be a part of today. We're having some really cool conversations with him. So I'm going to go inside and get this thing knocked out, and I'll pick up the camera later. Okay, so here's the reality of the matter. It's now Monday. I finished recording the last bit of this video that you actually saw in the previous clip on Thursday. So I posted one of my Instagram stories last week. As soon as I started recording, everything was fine, and then I see the little red indicator saying, hey, my battery is running low. Come to find out, my battery charger for my camera wasn't even in my camera bag. It was at home. So it basically just kind of scrapped every plan that I had for what I was going to do for that day. So we recorded a podcast with a guy named John Mark Hicks. He is so incredibly intelligent. My coworker and I had a really great conversation with him. That podcast should be going up. If it's not live already, it'll be going up in the next 24 hours or so. If you haven't seen it, I'll drop a link in the description below to some of the work that I'm doing with our church. But some of the stuff that I actually want to be doing on this channel is for me. Talking about faith and family and fitness and growth and just all of the things. This has kind of been one of those that I think I mentioned earlier. Like, I have been wanting to pick up a camera for a long time again, but didn't really feel like I had anything to say. And I've been trying to find my voice again, trying to find what exactly I wanted to put out into the world. Because I didn't want to just create something for the sake of creating it. Like, I wanted to create because I wanted to contribute to a conversation. And I feel now that I'm coming back into that I'm coming back into this place of, I feel like I have things to say. I have things that I want to share with the world. I have dreams and goals again. Last year we moved from North Carolina back home to South Carolina again. So our whole life was kind of up in arms, and we were just kind of all over the place. But now things have kind of settled, and things are feeling good again. So I wanted to kind of pick this up and see where some of this could go. All right, I got to run in my office to go get the audio for one of our microphones. So I download, saved everything to the hard drive, got it this morning to edit the podcast, and one microphone, the audio just didn't work. So luckily we have backups. Everything should be good, but I actually have to go to the office to go get that off of the Rodecaster recorder and everything. So I'm kind of all over the place. We had a really busy week when it comes to youth ministry this week. We have some exciting things coming up. So it's like trying to balance all of the different moving parts. It has me excited. has me feeling really good. So I'm just going to kind of take you guys along with me as I go throughout my day. Kind of going to be all over the place, doing a little bit of editing, doing a little bit of family stuff. We got lots of big things planned, lots of exciting things that I can't wait to share with you guys. So without further ado, I'm going to head over to the office and I'll pick this camera up here in just a little bit. See ya. Somebody told me one time that you should plan for your work to take about 1.5 to 2 times longer than you think it's going to take. So I told my wife this morning, hey, I got a podcast to edit. I think it's going to take about 2 hours. It is very much so proving that this is going to be a 3 to 4 hour kind of process, because I've already put about an hour or so into it, and it's really just now at the point where I can start editing. We did something a little bit different. We've never interviewed somebody using a program like Riverside or Zoom or something like that so we could have a guest on our podcast before. So that proved that both the prep, the recording, and the actual editing process is a bit more complicated than just having cameras and microphone. So it's been a little bit more confusing, a little bit more complicated. But one thing that I've really been thinking about, and this is really what I wanted to start this video with, is that I'm being reminded as I'm getting started or restarted creating things for the internet, trying to use my voice a little bit more. I've just been hearing so much about consistency. I've been watching a YouTube channel called That Wide Bow Tie. It's a guy named Alex who lives in Atlanta, Georgia. He works for a shop called Southern Tire. They build big lifted trucks and stuff. And he's been building his channel. It's been really incredible to watch him grow. I mean, he's got almost 100,000 subscribers or 100,000 followers on Instagram. He's got like 30,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is incredible. And what I decided to do was go back and like watch his videos from about 2 years ago, maybe 1.5 years ago up until now. So I know he's still posting new stuff, but I'm watching his videos from the past, and I'm watching as he gets to where he is now. And one thing he talks about all the time is consistency, consistency, consistency. And this is how you get more content out there, but it also helps you develop and get into a routine, into a process, into something that you come back and do regularly, and it becomes a part of who you are. I talk a lot about spiritual disciplines and how you develop a hunger for anything, you develop an appetite for anything, and you do it with God, you do it with black coffee or waking up early to go exercise or whatever. It's this process of coming back and doing something over and over again. So I don't know what that is for you, but for me right now, it is trying to show up and be consistent with creating things like this, trying to post. And look, there's my wife calling me as I'm trying to record right now, but still being consistent in the middle of getting a phone call from my wife. So I'm going to answer this and get back to what I need to be doing. All right, good morning, friends. It's about 6 o'clock. I'm the only one in our house who's awake right now, but I wanted to get on here and I wanted to share with you just a little bit on how you can be more consistent. I know yesterday when I was recording, I talked a little bit about how I wanted to be consistent in some of my creative efforts. So yesterday I took some steps forward in recording videos for YouTube. I put some things out on Substack, some things that I've been writing, just trying to slowly put some things out there into the world that I feel like are going to give me the space to use my voice to say the things that I feel like I have to say. So one of the ways that I get really practical in being consistent is doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Now, I know there's no lights, none of this looks all fancy, but I wanted to show you what it looks like for me to be consistent. And the ways that I get consistent is by showing up for my morning routine every day. A morning routine, I believe, is quite possibly the key
to being consistent. Now, you might not be like me and wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You honestly are like, I don't want to even think about that, so let's just throw that out the window. But you can have a morning routine even if you wake up at 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 for that matter. But a morning routine is about what are the things that you're doing as soon as you wake up. What are you doing to start your day? Because when you start your day with intention, when you start your day with purpose, you will move in that purpose and in that intention for the rest of the day. So for me, it involves reading scripture. It involves making coffee, as you've already seen. It involves me going outside and working out for about an hour, because I know that those are the things that are going to set my mind in the right direction. Those are the things that are going to set me up to succeed. And they're going to help me be more productive, be more creative, and be the person that I'm wanting to be. I'd like to invite you to figure out what maybe just one or two things could be that could be a part of a morning routine for you. Maybe you need a cup of coffee like me. Shout out to Loveland Coffee. Yes, the best coffee, not just in the area, but anywhere. Maybe you're a spiritual person like I am. Maybe you are a follower of Jesus like I am, and you want to start with scripture every day. You don't have to go all out and read 100 pages of the Bible. Maybe it's just one verse. There's this really amazing thing about your phone. There's a Bible app, and it'll actually send you a verse of the day. This is one of the things that I tell my students that I work with every day. Hey, this is a great way for you to just start your day with scripture. If you know that you're going to wake up at 6:30, at 6:31, tell the Bible app to send you the verse of the day. So it's one of the first things that you see when you wake up. If you're trying to work out and develop a workout routine, instead of trying to go to the gym for 3 hours at a time, maybe you just go for 10 minutes. And you just do that consistently every single day, and slowly it just becomes who you are. James Clear in his book Atomic Habits talks about doing things from your identity. And I believe that when you do things from who you are instead of just trying to do them, you do them with more purpose. You do them with more intention because you are the kind of person who does this thing. So for me, I've got a podcast to finish up today. I got a meeting later on today. I've got a lot of moving parts, but this is where the entire thing starts. So I'm hoping and I'm praying that this is just giving you just a little idea. Maybe think about what's one thing you can add to your morning routine. Or if you don't have a morning routine, what could that look like for you? I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Send me a message. Let's get a conversation started so maybe we can walk alongside of you as you are thinking about how you can be purposeful, how you can be intentional, how you can be more creative in your life. Maybe you just want to be more present for your family. I think all of this starts right here in the morning. So wherever you're going, whatever you're going to do, praying grace and peace on you, my friends. Have an amazing day. I'll see you in the next one.